Hey there, everybody. Welcome into the ESPN FC Studios, a special Friday edition of Extra Time. Got your tweets, got Stevie Nicol with us.
Everybody. What's that?
Every time you do an impression of me, it changes, but it never improves. It never makes me look better.
Well, it's hard to make you look
better. There. Just keep setting them up. We also have Stewart, Robson, Frank Leboeuf with us. Robbo, first question for you. News is that Cristiano Ronaldo is looking to renew his contract until 2023. Would it be a good move for Juventus?
Would it be a good move? Well, they're going to be paying him a lot of money. I think he's still scoring goals. He's still looking to be a player that will affect games. He's not affecting games quite as much in the general play. Would it be a good move? I think it would be a good move for Ronaldo. Not quite so good for Juventus.
Lukewarm there from Robbo. Frank, do you think Bayern is still going to win the Champions League? We've been talking a lot about Bayern in their recent struggles. Frank?
That's a good question because on this pandemic year, what is sure in the world of football? I don't know. They just lost in Cup against Kiel. So I would say that for me, they're still the best team. But everything can change within 3-4 months. So let's say they're still my favorite, and I would say yes. But what's going to happen to other clubs? Are they going to get better? Let's see. We just hope that.
Are they your favorites for the Champions League, Stevie?
I guess I would say that right now they're probably still the team I would want to avoid more than anybody else right now. As Frank says, in 3 or 4 months that could totally change. It's hard to put your money on anything in football right now.
Robbo, right now, who do you think's the best team in Europe?
Well, I was going to say Bayern Munich, but I've just seen flaws in their defensive line over the last few weeks. Teams are starting to find out a way of playing against that high offside line and that high pressing game. So they're still the best team, but they're going to have to do a lot of work on the defensive side of the game over the next few weeks.
For all the boys.
Sebi, I'm sorry, but your question wasn't who is the best team right now in Europe. Right now, for me, the best team is Manchester City. So, but your question was if Bayern Munich is still the favorite? Yes. But Manchester City is back to the race, and I think Manchester City is the best team in Europe right now.
Frank Leboeuf, thank you for holding me accountable. I did not exactly replicate the question.
I didn't know Craig was on. Was Craig on Extra Time today? I didn't realize.
It just helps to have somebody, backing you up. Everybody likes a good backup. Make sure we don't make any mistakes. Accuracy very important here on Extra Time. Yeah, for all the boys, how bad does the locker room energy feel after losing a cup final, especially on one of the last kicks of the game? You ever lost a cup final on a last kick of the game? You lost a league on
lost
kind of
the league on the last kick of the game, which is worse.
Yeah? What was that locker room like?
Total silence.
Nothing.
Total silence. Nothing to say, nobody then to say. You didn't say anything. Heads down, eyes on the floor, or the ceiling. Silence.
How long till people start talking? Is it like the bus ride? Is it the next time you see each other training? Because you were a pretty close group, that Liverpool team.
Yeah,
it's hard to imagine.
It depends. Listen, when it's the last game of the season, then you don't get that at all because everybody just goes and that's it till next season. But cup finals generally are before the end of the season, and it usually takes. Every team's got the joker or somebody who always, whether they mean to or don't, kind of lighten the load.
Yeah.
And for the Revs particularly, that was Matt Rees. He would say something or come up with his daft laugh, and it would just kind of break the ice. And then it was like, okay, onwards and upwards.
Frank, Craig always tells us that you never stop talking in the Chelsea dressing room. Was there ever a defeat that shut you up?
The premise we always won. That's the promise. Why I never shut up. I lost my first French Cup with Strasbourg. No way we could have won against Paris Saint-Germain. And I lost the Charity Shield at Wembley against Manchester United. But what is my Charity Shield? Is it a real trophy? I don't know. And I lost my last cup with Al Wakra in Qatar when my last shot of my career was a penalty because we went to penalty kicks and I scored, but we lost. And I was upset because I couldn't get the bonuses from Qatar. Is always huge, as you know. So, but I kept talking. No worries.
Good. Would have been a shame to miss like the last kick of your career. That would have been. You just what a brutal way to go out. The boys have told us about their favorite away grounds and players they had a tough time against physically. Can they name any players or teams that they loved to play against? Robbo, you first.
I always enjoyed playing at Goodison Park. I scored, I think, 3 goals there in about 6 or 7 games. They were a very good side, but I enjoyed playing against them. It was always a good battle against Peter Reid and Paul Bracewell in that midfield area. I think I played at right back on a couple of occasions up against, this takes you back, Alan Ainscoe and 1 or 2 others. So I always enjoyed playing at Goodison Park. It was a great atmosphere, one of the best grounds it was then the Division 1 of English football.
Frank, who did you love? Or Stevie, who did you love playing against?
Hey, Robbo, you must have played against Kingy at Everton. Andy King.
Kenny Dalglish.
No, Andy King.
Who did you say?
Andy King.
Andy King. I think I might have played against him on a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
When he was sort of just drifting out, and he was playing in the sort of, I would say, a forward midfield role. But I didn't play against him when I was playing in midfield. It was always right back in the first couple of years, and then in central midfield against Peter Reid.
Right Scouser, and Andy, when he finished, opened the bookies. Unfortunately, he's the only bookie I know that never made a penny.
Really?
Yes.
Frank, who'd you love playing against?
At the time, I loved playing against Spurs at White Hart Lane because I think Chelsea didn't lose for made lots of assists and score goals, against that team. So it was nice. And also playing against Leicester. I was pretty fortunate playing against, every time I played against Leicester. They were my lucky penny.
Robbo, scouting question here is Simon Kjaer, the Danish center back. Is he the best center back in Serie A right now?
He's a decent centre back, but I'm not saying he's the best centre back in Serie A. There's a lot of good centre backs playing at the moment. You don't see them all the time, but yeah, there's a lot of good centre backs. I wouldn't say he's the best at the moment. Bastoni's done well for Inter. So not yet.
Final question. Kind of hate it when they throw in a question that's for the host. Sebi, who's your favorite ESPN FC pundit? It really put me on the spot. Since I'm looking
that's an easy answer.
It is. Since I'm looking at Stevie, I think it's got to be Steve Nicol.
See?
Yeah.
Told you it was easy answer.
Easy answer.
Easiest question for a while.
Love Frank, love Robbo. Those guys are great too. Oh, there they are. Always a pleasure to work with them.
The Bald Brothers.
The more interesting question would have been, Sebi, who's your least favorite ESPN FC pundit?
Well, we can add that.
Nope.
Why not?
Nah, because...
Right, come on. Who's your least favourite?
It's 2021, isn't this the year of positivity and all that stuff?
Aye, okay, but who's your least favourite?
There are no least favorites. There are no least favorites. You are all like my children. You are even in my eyes. I don't have any children, so I don't really know what's that like. I don't know why I made that.
What's a lot of rubbish?
All right, let's leave it there before any more rubbish comes out of my mouth. Thanks to Robbo, thanks to Frank, thanks to Stevie, thanks to you for sending us your questions. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.